What is going on? I am zmoT, just back from a extended long weekend. So much driving, I have to say. Just drove 2,000 kilometers plus just to get to family reunion for a day and a half. Long day. So, but today is War Factory Day. Picked a good day to get home. We're going to do War Factory. We're going to do it two different ways, but more importantly, boom, we are in the boom box. Pretty awesome. I don't know, I'm not sure if this is alphabetical or just based on amazingness, but I am at the top of the list. So thank you for those of you. If any of you are new subscribers to the channel, please do leave a comment. I reply to every single comment in the history of comments. Skull Crusher in there, good for him. Shish Kebabber, Cosmic Duo, Chicken. Most importantly, Fritz. They managed to sneak Fritz into the boom box. Last time I checked, his GoFundMe is over $5,000. Awesome. So I'm glad they found a way to get Fritz in there. I was thinking they wouldn't be able to do it because he's got a GoFundMe going and that might be weird for Supercell, but they found a way. So that is fantastic. Go check out his channel. Say hello to him. Leave him some love. Let's get into the War Factory. The War Factory. I'm going to be doing it with low level HQ 18 here. And then we will do it with the max level. I have not seen this layout, I don't think. Is this a new War Factory layout for the first time in the history of War Factory? Maybe. That looks pretty awesome. Now, these shields are pretty well stocked, pretty hard to get rid of those. They also have a lot of health. So over 100,000 health, you will not be able to barrage those using low-level troops. That's going to be a problem. But this looks very much like a Rifle Zuka, and thankfully I even have Rifle Zuka loaded. If you've never used Rifle Zuka, the whole point of it is rifles get shot in the face, and Zookas shoot everything from behind them. Lots and lots of damage. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of that shock launcher. I don't think we need to use Everspark for anything else. So if you do not have Everspark, it's not a big deal whatsoever. We're going to try and skip a smoke by being like 1% fancy here. We're going to drop Everspark right in here. Then we're going to drop our smoke right on top of those two grapplers right there. Push the hack button, and then we're going to flare that back shock launcher. Don't really necessarily need to do this. You could also barrage that shock launcher, but I figured, you know what? Let's get it done, and maybe we'll double hack this thing here just for the sake of it while we're there. If you're wondering why I threw that artillery, Everspark uses the most damage defense. It shoots the most damage defense. Now, that is by percentage. Someone tried to argue with me that last time. Incorrect. So, Everspark and Zookas both target the building with the lowest health percentage by default. So that's why we threw the artillery. Let's keep going. Now, I'm just going to clear mines with this account, with this attack. We've already wasted a bunch of GBE, so I'm just going to clear all of the mines. We're going to try and simplify things a little bit, and then we're going to drop troops in here and see what we can pull off. We'll do it on our next attack. My goal with these tutorials is to use as few troops as possible. That way, those of you who do not have instant training can follow along without any difficulty. You don't have to wait that 48 minutes or whatever for your troops to load. So we do have grapplers we need to worry about. They are going to be grabbing our troops, but as long as we hug that right wall, we should be mostly okay. I'm more concerned about the Doom Cannon. Doom Cannons do splash damage. They don't just attack one troop, so you can actually lose. I think I got like something like 20 tanks with one Doom Cannon shot or something ridiculous. Don't let your troops bulk group up or bad things will happen. So I'm going to be throwing all sorts of artillery onto that Doom Cannon, trying to get rid of it. Now I'm going to load a third boat of rifles. Never really know exactly what the right combo is of rifles and Zookas. It really does depend. The problem with this first attack here is that we're going to be having a bunch of flamethrowers, and flamethrowers will melt our rifles, so we're going to have to waste a whole bunch of GBE on that. But without further ado, let's get some troops going. I am going to use smoke this time. You should always try to use smoke. My first smoke goes in this right corner right here. Second corner one goes about halfway up that thing. And then we're going to drop all of our troops over into here and try to get them right up against that right side. And we're going to shock the flamethrowers and drop a critter swarm as soon as that goes. Now, that shock was a little bit early, obviously. I thought they were going to lose some of our zookas and rifles in behind, but it turns out we didn't. So, anyways, let's keep going. Now, as soon as we get rid of a couple of these flamethrowers, I'm going to get over to the right. As you can see here, we're using up lots and lots of GBE, and so need to get anytime the troops aren't moving, obviously they're not shooting, so probably shouldn't have used that flare quite yet, but really didn't want to have the grapplers and things grabbing my troops. Now that that's done, I'm going to use all of our remaining GBE on top of that Doom Cannon. That Doom Cannon needs to go as soon as possible, because obviously we can't shock it, so we're going to be losing our rifles very, very quickly, and as soon as all of our rifles are gone, we're going to retreat. Just that simple. Our rifles are there to keep our zookas alive, so as soon as our rifles are gone, we're going to retreat. Everspark is still dropping critters, which is helping our rifles stay alive. That passive ability is so strong, so useful. But we're getting awfully low on our rifles now, so you know what? Let's retreat right now. We're going to throw a smoke on top of those troops, let them run away. Grapplers don't actually grab when you're retreating, so don't worry about them. And there goes attack number 1. Pretty simple, just full frontal, probably should have used one more attack to use all our GBE on that Doom Cannon. Would have saved us some troops for sure, so let's do that right now. We're just going to get rid of this Doom Cannon, use a couple artillery. Now, I really do like upgrading my artillery and barrage early on. If you haven't done that, I highly recommend it. Upgrade the troop you like after our... this is going to be a problem. Almost lost Everspark there. Dropped Everspark on the far left and almost lost her as a result. So please be very careful with that. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad time. Now, those sniper towers on the back right are going to be a problem for our free snipe as well, so maybe you want to use your GBE on those right now, but we still have our shocks. So I'm just going to let all of our dudes walk forward, and they're going to keep getting shot in the face, and all is well in the world. Now, on my next attack, I've been requested to use half zookas, half medics, and that's going to be a terrible idea. Zookas are going to be pulled by the grappler, medics are going to chase after them, and it's going to be a bad time. But I have been accused of not being entertaining enough, so we're going to try and do one thing smart way and one thing fun way. Just trying to keep a good mix of the two. Now, we're basically home free at this point. We could come over here and get rid of these grapplers, but these Doom Cannons are going to protect them a little bit. So, actually, you know what? Let's give that a shot. Let's come over into here and just see, for the sake of argument, if that's a great idea or not. Now we're going to flare that back grappler, and we'll just see if we can get rid of that, or if maybe it's a good idea for you guys to come to the right and then come for the grappler. I kind of feel like we're going to have a bad time. We'll find out here pretty quick, though. It'll be nice. The fact that you can check the ranges on replays, always a good time. So, I also missed my shock just now. Everspark is dead as a result. Yeah, you know what? I think that's probably a good idea. Go get those grapplers as soon as you have a little bit of space here. Otherwise, the grapplers are just going to keep taking your troops one by one. So get rid of those grapplers. Make sure you do approach from the right. Otherwise, those Doom Cannons are going to give you a bad time, though. So now that that's done, let's retreat here quickly. That shield looks fairly beefy, and the idea of burning through a shield with a handful of zookas and rifles does not appeal to me. Don't want you guys to have to sit here and... yeah, gross. So let's quickly change those troops up, and we shall have one look to see how much health. Now, we've still got 2 attacks left, so this should be fairly simple for anyone to do. Just make sure those flamethrowers do not ruin your first attack. You might even want to use all zookas on that and just drop 1 or 2 boats. 1 or 2 boats of zookas will outrange flamethrowers, so now we need to check our attack. Let's have a quick look here. Let's see just how much range those Doom Cannons have. So yeah, you should be able to get rid of 1 or both of those grapplers as long as you approach from the right and maybe leave your rifles at home. that's going to be really up to you. Rifle Zuka, obviously, making a big difference here. Zookas have so much damage, and you get twice as many rifles. So rifles getting shot in the face, always a good time. Let's keep going. Last attack, probably... Oh, we did get Brick loaded. Look at that. Now Brick is probably going to get... Oh, look at that. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's get all of our ladies walking. Why I threw that smoke, I don't know. I just forgot that we got rid of the grappler. Not super smart of me, but... I mean, we have a full-on free snipe now. We can sit here and spend the next 3 minutes, 40 seconds chewing through that shield with absolutely nothing shooting us. So we can use all of our GBE on Brick's battle orders. This account has battle orders level 5, so we're going to do quite a bit of extra damage, shoot a bit faster, do a bit extra damage. Good things will happen. And then we're going to get these shields popping, and we're going to get one more battle orders. Big shield today. I think I forgot to check how much health it was, but you can always click on that, what is that thing called? That is a defensive damage masterpiece, just to see, man, this shield is not popping. Wow. We're going to have a hard time with the max account using 4 boats of Zookas, 4 boats of Medics. It's going to be a massacre. Always a good time. Massacres are fun, right? There is HQ-18 XP-46 taking down War Factory without a lot of difficulty. There was not a lot of skill involved there. Just use Rifle Zuka. Walk up and ignore those back shields. You do not want to go anywhere near those back shields. Let's have a look here quickly. Can't see the health of the shield, sadly, by clicking, unfortunately. So I guess we're just going to have to switch accounts. I'll be back in just 2 seconds. Cannot show that on screen because bad things will happen. So back in a sec. Okay, we're back, and quick account change. Now, I was requested on Reddit. If you've never been on Reddit, please do check it out. reddit.com/r/boombeach. Great community. Also, they have a Discord. If you're not sure, make sure you do log in there as well. This account is sitting... Which task force am I sitting in here? Delta 9. We've got somewhere between 6 and 11 task forces for every single level of player, every single style of play. So please do check the description below to find a task force. And if you're not in the task force, please do get in the task force, because you get somewhere in the neighborhood of 29 diamonds every day just for playing with fun people. So we're going to use Everspark here because those grapplers are going to be not fun. And then I'm going to go straight for those grapplers right off the bat, because otherwise my medics are just going to get absolutely wrecked. Now, this account, I made a couple quick changes to it in the last little bit. I managed to get what is that called? I managed to get 1 more GBE masterpiece, I believe it was. So this account has 7 GBE statues, 3 troop damage statues. So we are going to be doing all sorts of extra damage. And extra damage is good. Extra GBE is good. We're going to keep throwing critters to the left there to keep those doom cannons busy. And then we're going to back off because I don't want to have anything to do with those doom cannons. We're going to lose a couple Zookas at some point. We're going to have to smoke our medics. Anytime you use medics, you generally have to smoke them because they like to get lost and forget what they're doing and all sorts of things like that. As you can see here, our Zookas outrange flamethrowers, so we can just kind of hang out here, and I mean they're gonna bunch up, and we're probably gonna lose a couple of them to the flamethrowers because we have 4 boats of Zookas there. If you use fewer boats of Zookas, that will not be a big issue. I'm gonna hit the hack button just to get that left-hand side done, and now let's get rid of that left-hand side doom cannon. High-level GBE makes all the difference in the world, thankfully. Please do upgrade your artillery and barrage. It makes such a big difference. Now, Zuka Medics, as you can see here, we have 4 boats of troops that are doing absolutely nothing. Our medics are just kind of hanging around, having a tea party, and doing essentially nothing. So this is exactly why this troop combo is not useful. Throwing in some rifles is a good idea because rifles have a little bit more health generally, and there's more of them, and rifle Zuka Medic is good. Zuka Medic is not so good. You see a lot of troop combos people use, and they're not optimal. If you're not sure what troop combos to use, please do leave a comment below, or check Reddit, or check Discord. Zuka Medic, not one of the troop combos you should ever use. You should also never use heavy rifle. Maybe on warships, maybe, but heavy rifle is not a thing you should ever consider using for day-to-day attacks or operations or anything for that matter. So, today, like I was saying, just did like a 2,000 kilometer drive. I don't like driving. I don't know about you guys, but I generally do not like driving. Especially, I don't mind for short distances, but for 1,000 kilometers there, 1,000 kilometers back, not my cup of tea whatsoever. So, but I did get a bunch of warships stuff done. I'm sitting almost at Legendary 3 on my main account, almost at Legendary 2 on my secondary account. Again, look at these medics. Like, just getting paid to hang out and do absolutely nothing. Rifles would have been a far better choice, but you have to give the people what they want, and what the people wanted was Zuka Medic. Please don't use Zuka Medic. This is one of those do as I say, not as I do moments. I probably should go back and get those shields. I'm kind of curious to see if we can walk back and get those shields or not. Might be interesting. Just to do a little bit of something that's a little bit of skill involved, because this War Factory, realistically, if you have War Factory, you're sitting at XP 35. This might be the first War Factory you can take down. That Doom Cannon is going to be a pain. That Shock Launcher is going to be a pain. If you can take care of those two, maybe by smoking up there and just blasting away at it, you can probably take this down as your first ever War Factory. Typically XP 37 makes a huge difference because you get Everspark and her Universal Remote, but looks like my computer's lagging. If you see any kind of artifacts or laggy video, please do let me know. Still setting things up now that I've gotten back home. We're going to do one silly attack just for the sake of it, and we're going to try and walk back and get those shields, because why not? So what we're going to do is we're going to drop our flare this way. We're going to drop a smoke right about here. I think that's the wrong spot for the smoke, but we'll just use one extra. Now that's the beauty of having 7 GBE statues. You can make little mistakes with your smokes or your flares and not get totally punished for it, because an extra smoke is basically what that extra GBE statue gives you. If you're wondering what statues you should be running, please do hit me up in the comments. There are lots and lots of different ways to play the game, and there are statue setups for basically all of them. Oh no, we're gonna get over. I just got absolutely wrecked. Zookas went left when I thought they would go right, and then I flared the actual shield, so not having a good time here. Let's throw a shock on that. Yeah. Flare was late getting bullet out front, and now we have no troops left. So there is your, oh man, I just screwed up moment of the day. Now, I'm going to keep using taunt because maybe, just maybe, we can get one of these shields down using Bullet's taunt. Bullet shoots faster the more damage he takes, and taunt makes him take less damage. So we might be able to keep him alive long enough to get that one shield down, but I kind of doubt it. Let's throw a barrage on there just for the sake of it. There goes all of our GBE. Bullet is now dead, and one shield is up. That was not pretty. That was not. Let's try one more time. I'm going to try that one more time, just to see if we can't fix things a little bit. We're actually going to do a granny flare. If you've never watched Mr. PSC Life's channel, speaking of channels, he talks about the granny flare, and granny flares are a great way to not screw up. We're going to throw this, and we're going to walk right to about there. That was embarrassingly bad. And I kind of love it when I do things that are embarrassingly bad, because in the past I would typically delete videos or not post them, but when you're doing something like a War Factory video, you don't really have that option to do that. Now, as we saw, they're going to walk on the left-hand side of that crate because they like to walk at 45 degrees, and we can actually fix our things up. pretty well. Now we're going to flare this. We're going to throw some critters and shock in the hopes that Bullet gets out front. Now his taunt is not going to taunt those far rocket launchers, obviously, but he is out front, which is the most important part. So need to throw some critters for those, what are those things called? Mortars. Man, brain not working today. Now, you'll notice that Zookas target the mortars first. They do not target shield gens by default, so you have to either flare shield gens or have no defenses around whatsoever. So now we managed to get rid of all of those shields. Maybe that's what you want to do, but I really don't see the point in doing that on an attack like today, because you can just walk up and free snipe, as you saw in our earlier attacks. And now we have no shield. So yay us. We got rid of the shield. Let's quickly, we have one more attack. This War Factory, very, very easy for high level players. As you saw, the shield had 2.8 million health plus, so we're over 3.2 million health. Very, very healthy War Factory. So maybe those low levels might end up not having enough damage to burn through the shield. I don't know. Please, if you're an XP 37 or lower, please do let me know if you managed to get this down, if you boosted, or if you just tried your best. That's it though. I'm going to try and do some war ships content soon. My problem is that I never keep I don't stack enough chests, so it's just me attacking for no reason. So a little bit dumb there. I'm going to try and stack some chests up. We'll do some warships action, and you guys can tell me what I'm doing right and wrong, and maybe you'll learn something, and maybe I'll learn something. So anyways, that's it. Quick video, not a lot of banter today, just swamped. Busy, 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 but I am home alone. The wife and kids are at her parents' house, and I've got close to a week alone, so I'll try and get some content out. Maybe we'll do a live stream. Don't entirely know. Anyways, that's it for me. If you're new, say hi. If you beat War Factory, say hi. And if you like driving, please do let me know your tricks. Maybe it's audiobooks, music. I'm all ears. Please do let me know. Anyways, that's it for me. I'm zmoT. Thanks for coming in. Peace!